For the last 71 years, we've watched some of the greatest moments in sports history.
There's Mikan. His quick set is off the rim, but George makes good in his second try, 85 to 81.
Being guarded by Dennis Johnson.
Byron Scott is in the ball game now. 5 seconds to go. Matches with a hook shot. Scores with 2.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. That's 13 consecutive field goals.
Iverson, bothered by Lewis. Iverson. How about that? And it steps over Toronto.
7 straight points by Iverson. Looked like he was dead in the water.
The Sixers, a 1-point game. Walker can tip it. Bryant with the save. He's going to get a shot. Final seconds. Bryant for the win.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Lillard, a chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long-range three.
It's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
But what if we went all the way back and redid it? Today is the year 1985, guys. Welcome back to another episode of NBA 2K History Resimulation here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. If you guys have missed any of the previous episodes, down in the description or just on the channel, you can go ahead and catch up. There is a playlist for this, so go ahead and check that out. Also, there is a playlist. We did this for 2K20, so there's a playlist for that one as well. If you guys missed that one, we did that last year, so if you guys never watched it, go ahead and, check it out. See how that was different from this version, which it's very different. It's very different. I will go ahead and say that Michael Jordan sure as heck did not drop to the 6th overall pick. If you guys missed that episode, that was the last episode. So Jordan, there was a ton of things that happened in the last episode. I'm still just kind of shocked at what happened in the last episode. Let's just real quick. So after the Blazers, the Blazers won the finals. Bernard King has been winning MVPs, by the way. Then he left to the Nets and created a super team. So Portland won the first year. Then the Nets won on the back of Marcus Johnson, and then they got Bernard King and someone else. I can't remember right now. Just craziness. They beat the Portland dynasty. Portland lost for the first time. So Portland has made it to the finals in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in 11 years, and have won 8 in 11 years. So an amazing run. But the super team in New Jersey kind of threw them off just a little bit. Also, couple things real quick. So next episode, we will have the first expansion team. I think the Hornets come in, and then I believe the Heat, maybe. Yeah, I think the Heat come in. Let's see, 1988. Charlotte comes in. Miami comes in 98 or 88. In 89, Orlando comes in, as well as Minnesota. So in the next episode, we are going to have 4 teams enter the league, and 3 of them will be expansion teams. So hopefully the whole expansion thing works. I got to figure out how to do that. I'll go ahead and test it out before we get to the episode. But yeah, hopefully that all goes well. Also, I saw in the comments, now I've been pre-recording. At the time I am recording this, it is, what's today? It's June 15th. For those of you who don't know, I'm getting married on June 19th. But this video is going up, what is this, 85? So this video is going up on the 22nd. So, I will be pretty much getting ready to go on the honeymoon. Because we leave on the 23rd to go to the honeymoon. So I'm pre-recording a lot right now. So unfortunately, I haven't been up to date on your comments. So I got a comment. Shout out to you. I don't remember what your name was, but you mentioned that Moses Malone. I forgot Moses Malone in the 1974 NBA draft. So, and unfortunately, I just posted that video. So I just saw the comment, but I've already pre-recorded all the way up to 85, right? So a little bit of like, this is why I don't pre-record too far ahead, especially with this series. But obviously circumstances, I do have to. So I put on my channel a poll, and I believe most of you guys have said to just add them in 85, 11 years later. No big deal, whatever. I gave you guys two options. One option was to leave them out completely, and then the other option was to posts are on their way. Okay, so I can't see. Unfortunately, I can't see what the final result of it was, but like I said, the last time I looked at it, it was heavy favorite of just put him in the 85 draft. Let me go ahead and actually look real quick and just double check that that more people didn't, select it and completely change it. So, but yeah, unfortunately, obviously with the time and everything, and where we're at, yeah. Okay, so there's been 68 votes. 83% of you guys add him in 1986 instead, which I actually messed that one up. It'll be 1985 instead. So yeah, so that's where we're at. And yeah, we'll go ahead and put him in. So I've already put him in here, so he will be in the 1985 NBA draft. This is an amazing draft. So we got Patrick Ewing. This is a great big man draft, especially now that you add Moses Malone in it. You got Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, and then Charles Oakley's in this one as well. Moses Malone is down here. Yeah, this is AC Green, Manute Bol. This is a very, very good draft class. Very good. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 players in this draft. That's a lot of players. That's a ton. That's a ton of players. Let's go into player retirements here for the 1985 offseason. Earl Monroe retires. His award history is a 1-time champion, 14-time All-Star, 2-time first-team All-NBA, 5-time third-team All-NBA, and then he was on the All-Rookie team as well. So Earl Monroe retires. Phil Jackson retires as a 1-time NBA champion, 3-time All-Star. Rick Robertson retires. Let's see who else retires here. Charlie Scott retires. Wow. Okay, so the starting point guard for the Dynasty Portland Trailblazers retires at the age of 36, 15 years pro. 6-time NBA champion, 3-time All-Star, 1-time six-man, 1-time second-team All-Rookie. That's a big retirement. Let's see. Anyone else? I don't believe so. Let's go ahead and look at the Hall of Famers then. Earl Monroe made it to the Hall of Fame, 26 points per game, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. And Wes Unseld, 17 points and 14 rebounds, 6 assists per game for them. Jersey retirements. We got Earl Monroe, Phil Jackson, Charlie Scott gets his number retired with Portland, and then Bingo Smith. Okay, so I don't think Bingo Smith actually retired, but his jersey will be retired with Chicago. But yeah, it's that same NBA glitch, I think. Here we are in the draft lottery for the 1985 draft, and the team with the best odds at the #1 overall pick is the Utah Jazz. Then the Knicks, Sixers, Warriors, Lakers, Pistons, and Nuggets. Remember, Michael Jordan's on the Lakers. If the Lakers get a really good player here, it's going to get interesting. Also, Bernard King leaving the Nuggets, so the Nuggets have, they barely missed the playoffs last year, so that was a big impact for that one. So let's go ahead and see who wins the lottery here. And the New York Knicks win the lottery. The Warriors at 2, Sixers at 3. The Lakers actually jump up to 4, so that's a big jump for the Lakers. They got Jazz, Pistons, Nuggets, Clippers, Pacers, Kings, Hawks, Rockets, Bullets, Mavericks, Cavs, Bulls, and I believe the Suns. And that will be all 17 teams that will get a draft pick here. So we'll see how the draft goes. Here we are in the 1985 NBA draft, and with the #1 overall pick the New York Knicks select Karl Malone. So Karl Malone is teamed up with Akeem Olajuwon, right? Is that right? Did Akeem go to the Knicks? I believe so. Did the Knicks just get back-to-back #1 overall picks? Holy crap, I think so. All right, so Karl Malone and Akeem team up. Oh my God. The Golden State Warriors with the #2 overall pick take Hot Rod Williams. The #3 overall pick, the Philadelphia 76ers, take Patrick Ewing. So Ewing drops to 3. That would have been crazy if the Knicks took Ewing first overall, but that did not happen. He goes to the 76ers. With the 4th overall pick, the LA Lakers take Moses Malone. Okay, so Michael Jordan and Moses Malone are teaming up. Interesting. The Utah Jazz select Chris Mullin. With the 6th overall pick, the Pistons take Joe Dumars. Okay. The 7th overall pick, the Denver Nuggets take Xavier McDaniel. The 8th overall pick, the Clippers take Charles Oakley. With the 9th overall pick, the Indiana Pacers take AC Green. With the 10th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings take Terry Porter. The 11th overall pick, the Hawks take Detlef Schrempf. If I pronounce names wrong, I'm bad with names. Again, you guys should know this. With the 12th overall pick, the Houston Rockets take Bill Wennington. With the 13th overall pick, the Washington Bullets take Spud Webb. With the 14th overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks take Manute Bol. The 15th overall pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers take Sam Vincent. The 16th overall pick, the Chicago Bulls take Mario Elie. And with the 17th overall pick, the Phoenix Suns take John Konak. Again, or Kunkak. Again, I apologize if I pronounced the name wrong. I don't know how to read. All right. So here we are in the 1985 NBA free agency, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is leaving Portland. The dude can't win a championship, so he just leaves. Kareem is going to Atlanta. The 14-time All-Star, 99 overall, 36-year-old is now headed to Atlanta. George Irvin leaves. I believe that's the Lakers that he left. Yeah, the Lakers. And joins the Detroit Pistons. Isaiah Thomas is staying in Houston. Mark Aguirre is staying with the Clippers. Austin Carr goes from San Antonio to Denver. JoJo White is staying in LA. So he spent a year in LA with Michael Jordan, and looks like he's re-upping for another 1-year deal. Nate Archibald is going to Houston. Elvin Hayes is staying in Phoenix. Let's see, any other big ones that I noticed? No, not any like huge ones, but just making sure that the no team doesn't sign anyone either. But there you go. There's the free agency. We'll see how Atlanta does. Everywhere Kareem has gone, they've improved. It's just they just can't win a championship. He should have joined the Nets, to be honest. The 1985 and 1986 NBA season is now over, and Bernard King wins another MVP. I mean, this is getting ridiculous with how many MVPs this dude has. 7 MVPs. Wow. He's a 7-time first-team All-NBA player. I mean, 2-time DPOY. I think he won Defense Player of the Year this year, actually. 57, right? That's where we're at. 7-time All-Star. I mean, this dude is so good. 25, 12, and 5, 2 steals, 1.4 blocks. And he's a 1-time Finals MVP. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how good he ends up getting. I don't know if he could reach like number 1. He's got a long way to go, and he's already 29, so probably not. But he's had an amazing career. Rookie of the Year is Patrick Ewing. 24.3 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, 2.7 blocks. Had a really good year. Clark Kellogg is 6th Man of the Year. Bernard King, Defensive Player of the Year. And moving on to the All-NBA team here, David Thompson, Magic Johnson with the Bucks, averaging 23, 5, and 11. Bernard King, Spencer Haywood with Portland, and Bob McAdoo is back in the starting lineup and had a massive year at the age of 33. Portland is so good. They're regressing, though. Spencer Haywood, I believe, is regressing now. I mean, he averaged 29 and 12. Their numbers are up because Kareem left, but that's such a good team. Clyde Drexler in Houston, averaging 22, 6, and 5. Jeff Malone, Dominique Wilkins, Kevin McHale, Hakeem Olajuwon is with the Knicks, 29-15. So they got Olajuwon and they got Karl Malone. That's fun. That's fun. Brian Winters for the Spurs. Michael Jordan is on the All-NBA third team in his second year. 26 points per game, 3.6. His rebounds a bit low, but 5.9 assists, 2.7 steals, shooting 50% from the field. His three-point percentage is terrible. But hey, good to see him on the All-NBA third team and up to a 92 overall already. George Irvin with Detroit, his first year in Detroit, averaging 34, 5, and 2. Alex English with the Bucks, averaging 23, 8, and 5. Artis Gilmore in Cleveland rounds out the All-NBA third team. All-defensive first team, we got David Thompson, Magic Johnson, Bernard King, Kevin McHale, and Bill Walton. And on the all-defensive second team, we got Alvin Robertson, Sidney Moncrief, Bobby Jones, Julius Erving, and Hakeem Olajuwon in just his second season. So, on to the NBA playoffs here. And just a couple of notes. The New York Knicks with the two bigs did not make the playoffs. Michael Jordan in LA did make the playoffs. They got JoJo White, Byron Scott, MJ, Chuck Robinson, and Moses Malone. How did Moses Malone do his rookie year? 14 and 14. That's pretty good. His shooting percentages are really low, but pretty good. So let's go ahead and, we go through this every year. One other thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed yet. The Portland Trailblazers did not make the playoffs. New Jersey Nets, they're the number one seed in the East. Wow. Okay, so we've got a whole new West here. The Houston Rockets were the number one seed with Isaiah Thomas and I did not realize how good Houston was. Isaiah Thomas, Clyde Drexler, and Dominique, and not to mention 25, 21, 24. Goodness. Otis Thorpe is also 22. Bill Wennington is a rookie. They got Nate Archibald coming off the bench with Bingo Smith. That's a good team. Okay, they're playing the Golden State Warriors, who have John Stockton, averaged 15 and 9 in his second year. Jim Paxson, Jamal Wilkes, Hot Rod Williams, Ralph Sampson, and Fat Lever is also on this team with Clint Richardson, Charles Davis. A pretty deep team. The San Antonio Spurs and Dallas Mavericks playing each other as the 4-5. Got Norm Nixon, Brian Winters, Larry Nance, Dave Cowens, Bill Cartwright, Larry Drew, Scott Hastings. And then the Dallas Mavericks with Gus Williams, Kelly Tripucka, Julius Erving, Terry Cummings, and Randy Brewer. Manute Bol also on the team, averaged 7, 5, and 1.6 blocks per game. For the 3-6, we got the Clippers and the Suns. Sleepy Floyd, Paul Westphal, Mark Aguirre, Bailey, and Michael Thompson. Vinny Johnson, Charles Oakley as a rookie, averaged 4 and 7. Kiki Vandeweghe as well. They play the Phoenix Suns, who have Reggie Theis, Darrell Griffith, Campy Russell, Elvin Hayes, and John Kunchak. I don't know how to say his name. Harvey Catchings as well. And for the 2-7, the Seattle Supersonics, not Seahawks. Sidney Moncrief, David Thompson, Scott Wedman, George Johnson, Wes Unseld, Pete Maravich is coming off the bench there, Roddy McRae, Craig Hodges. And then for the Lakers, we saw JoJo White, Byron Scott, Michael Jordan, Chuck Robinson, and Moses Malone. In the East, we got the New Jersey Nets with Michael Ray Richardson, Marcus Johnson, Bernard King, Bill Lambier, and Robert Parrish. Adrian Dantley is coming off the bench. The Detroit Pistons, they are the 8th seed, and they have Derek Harper, Joe Dumars as a rookie, averaged 18 and 7. George Irvin, George McGinnis, and Clement Johnson with Frank Burkowski and Ed Neely. And as the 4-5, we got Washington Bullets and the Atlanta Hawks. Henry Bibby, Orlando Blackman, James Worthy, Sidney Green, and Alvin Adams. And for the Hawks, we got Johnny Moore, Dale Ellis, Doug Collins, Charles Barkley in his second year, averaging 13, 9, and 3. Kareem also with the... Wow, we got Kareem and Charles Barkley together. And James Edwards, Cliff Livingston, Shrimp as well. And then for the 3-6, we got the Boston Celtics versus the Chicago Bulls. Brad Davis, World B. Free, Jeff Turner, Bill Walton, Bob Lanier, and Clark Kellogg with Danny Ainge on that team as well. The Chicago Bulls with Maurice Cheeks, Mario Ellie, Rod Higgins, Dan Issel, Jack Sikma, Kurt Rambis. And for the 2-7, the Milwaukee Bucks with Magic, Jeff Petrie, Alex English, Kevin McHale, Dave Corzine, Alton Lister, Randy Whitman. And they were playing the Indiana Pacers, who have Fred Brown, Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird, AC Green, James Donaldson, Walter Davis, and John Paxson. The first time Larry Bird and Magic Johnson are facing off in the playoffs against each other. So here we go. Round number 1. The Boston Celtics, Phoenix Suns, Indiana Pacers, Seattle Supersonics, Golden State Warriors, Hawks, Dallas, Detroit are all eliminated. So we got an upset in the West. 1 through 4, 1 and 4 were good. 3 is good. But the LA Lakers upset the number 2 seed Seattle Supersonics. Michael Jordan gets his 7-seeded Lakers to the second round, averaging 21 points per game, but 9 assists, 5.5 steals in the playoffs. Moses Malone is averaging 17 and 16, and JoJo White's averaging 28 and 8. The veteran helping out this young Lakers team get to the second round. So we got Houston versus San Antonio, the Clippers versus the Lakers. Hey, there you go, LA. You got your LA versus LA there finally. You got the Nets and the Washington Bullets, and the Bucks versus the Bulls. The Bulls upset the Boston Celtics in round number 1. Also, I do need to check. I totally forgot about the playoff rounds. Let me check real quick when I need to. That might need to be fixed already. Let's see. NBA playoff format history. Let's see, because we're in what, 1985? Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So, oh yeah. So actually, no. Yes, that's supposed to be changed. So 1983 was actually when they moved to 5 games. My bad. I totally forgot about that. I will go ahead and change that after this season. So that is my bad. That was supposed to be changed in the last episode, but I totally forgot about it. And then 2003 is when they moved to a 7-game series for all the rounds. So here we go. Round number 2. And the Chicago Bulls are swept by the Milwaukee Bucks. The Spurs lose in 5 to the Houston Rockets. The Bullets lose in 5 to the New Jersey Nets. And the Los Angeles Clippers blew a 3-1 lead to the LA Lakers. And Michael Jordan in year 2 gets to the Western Conference Finals. Wow. Game 1, the Clippers won. Game 2, the Clippers won. Game 3, the Lakers won. Game 4, the Clippers won by 1. And then the Lakers ended up winning 3 in a row. Game 7, Michael Jordan put up 37 and 10. Wow. Game 1, he had 36. Game 2, he had 34. Game 3 had 36. Game 4, he had 46. Are you kidding me? Game 5, he had 26. Game 6, he had 40. And then the Game 7, he had 37. Yeah, he's playing really well. 33 points per game right now in the playoffs. Unbelievable. We got the Houston Rockets with Isaiah Thomas, Clyde Drexler, Dominique, Otis Thorpe, and Bill Whittington versus the LA Lakers, JoJo White, Byron Scott, Michael Jordan, Chuck Robinson, and Moses Malone. This is going to be a fun series. On the other side, we got another fun series. We got Marquise Johnson, Bernard King, Robert Parrish, Adrian Dantley versus Magic, English, and McHale. Whoo! This is a fun one. All right. Game number 1. The LA Lakers win game 1. Michael Jordan puts up 29, 4, and 5, 7. Oh my God, 7 steals. Chuck Robinson, 24 and 17. JoJo White at 22. Moses Malone at 16 and 18. As Isaiah only had 24, 6, and 8. Clyde only had 17. Dominique had 18, 7, and 7. Game 1 for the Nets and Bucks. The Nets win it. Bernard King with 35, 9, and 4. Dantley with 25. Bill Laimbeer with 20 and 15. Magic had 27, 8, and 9. Alex English had a triple-double, 21, 12, and 12. But that was not enough. Game number 2. The LA Lakers win game 2. 31, 10, and 9 for Michael Jordan. He did have 7 turnovers, but 3 steals, 2 blocks. JoJo White, 26 and 8. Byron Scott, 21 and 7. Truck had 18 and 15. And Moses had 14 and 25. Whew. For the Rockets, Drexler had 29 and 7 and 6. Wilkins, 24, 8 and 3. But Isaiah did not have a good game in game 2. So the Lakers are up 2-0 going to LA for game 3. The Bucks take game 2 over the Nets. Adrian Daly only had 31. Bernard King 28, 8 and 4. English had 31. Magic at 28, 8 and 8. Mikhail 21 and 13. So game number 3. And game number 3, Houston wins game 3. MJ had 31, 5 and 6. Wilkins 33 and 14. Isaiah 23. Drexler had 18, 5 and 10. Game 3 for the Nets and Bucks. Game 3, the Nets win. Magic with just 21, 4 and 8. Bernard with 37, 11 and 5. Marquise with 31. Dantley with 25. Parrish with 18 and 12. Game number 4 goes to Houston just tied up the series. Jordan's 27, 9 and 5 was not enough. Moses Malone had 26 and 16. Dominique 28 and 10. Drexler 23, 4 and 8. And then for the Bucks tie it up at 2. Mikhail with 31, 14. Magic with 28, 5 and 8. English with 28 and 6. And for the Nets, Marquise had 35 and 3. Bernard with 26, 8 and 6. Dantley with 25, 6 and 4. Parrish with 6 and 15. So game number 5, a huge game 5 in both series. And game 5 goes to Houston and New Jersey. Drexler with 29, 8 and 8. Wilkins with 29 and 12. Archibald 29. Isaiah with 20. 37 for Michael. JoJo White with 22. Moses Malone with just 13 and 12. For the Nets Bucks, game 5, Bernard King with 36, 10 and 6. Dantley with 28 and 5. Marquise with just 13. Alex English with 30 and 12. Magic with 24, 5 and 10. Game number 6. The LA Lakers are eliminated. The Bucks tie up the series at 3 to go to a game 7. For the Lakers, 23 for MJ. Struggled in the must-win game number 6. They lost 4 in a row. As you can kind of tell that the veteran team won there. I mean, Houston's not that much more of a veteran team, but they're better. They're better. Michael's not there yet. Moses Malone's a rookie. They weren't ready yet. Houston gets to the NBA Finals. Maybe for the first time? No. Is that the first time the Houston Rockets have made it to the NBA? No. Okay, so, no, they won it back in 74 with Elgin Baylor. Oh, that's right. They had Elgin Baylor. And then before that, they won it again in 72 with JoJo White. And let's see. So this would be their third finals appearance. And I believe they're 2-0 in the NBA Finals. And then for the Nets and Bucks, game number 7. We'll jump into the Simcast here for game number 7. And this would be a huge win for the Bucks, but it's not going to happen. Never mind, it almost happened. But the Nets win it 134 to 130. Bernard King with 35, 11 and 4. Marquise with 30, 28 for Dantley. Bill Laimbeer with 19, 8 and 5. Magic struggled 12 and 16. Or no, that was English, sorry. Magic had 27, 5 and 11. Mikhail had 32 and 13. Petrie had 33 and 11. But Alex English struggled in that one. That might have been the difference there, as their massive fourth quarter was not enough to win game number 7. So the Nets are back for a third straight year, trying to three-peat. The Houston Rockets are trying to win their third finals in their team history. So we got a really good matchup here, actually. We got Isaiah versus Michael Ray Richardson, Clyde versus Marquise Johnson, Dominique versus Bernard King, Otis Thorpe versus Bill Laimbeer, and Bill Wennington versus Robert Parrish. I think the Nets win this game, but I mean, the guards for Houston is really good. But I mean, Bill Laimbeer and Robert Parrish should be able to dominate this series. They really should. So here we go. Game number 1. And at the half, the Nets just lead by 1, 52 to 50. And into the fourth quarter, the Houston Rockets take a 1-point lead. And with a minute 25, the Nets up by 6. Can Houston make this interesting? They can. 9 seconds to go. Let me look at the game log here. King just missed. Thorpe rebounded. Timeout. I think Houston has the ball. Houston has a chance to tie up this game. Let's jump in. It's already jumping in here to game number 1. The Houston Rockets have the ball down by 2. And here we go. 7 seconds to go. Archibald gets a screen from Thorpe. He's going to hold it. 3 seconds to go. Out on the wing to Isaiah Thomas for 3. Oh, he missed it. Oh, the game winner almost went in for Isaiah, just a little short. And the New Jersey Nets win a game number 1 here in the 1986 NBA Finals. Been into game number 2 with the Nets up 1-0 in this series. And into the third quarter, the Nets up by 17. And into the fourth, oh yeah, they're going to blow out Houston 130 to 105 as Adrian Dantley puts up 32, King with 31, Marquise with 27, 4 and 6. Drexler with 34, 5 and 5 was not enough. And the Nets take a 2-0 lead over the Houston Rockets. The Nets, the last couple of years, they beat the Spurs in 7, and then they beat the Blazers last year, I believe, in 5. So now jumping into game number 3 in Houston. Can Houston stay alive here, or will they go down 3-0? Into the second half, Houston up by 2, 53-51. Into the fourth, now up by 6. And with the minute 34, they are still up by 6. And can the Nets make this like a one-possession game here? No, not really, as the Rockets win it 116 to 113. Marquise Johnson put up 29 and 8 in the loss. And Dominique puts up 35 and 10 in the win. Isaiah with 28 and 10, 5 steals. Drexler with 13, 4 and 8. And the Houston Rockets take game 3 and cut the series lead to 2-1 for the Nets. So jumping into a game number 4. Again, a must win for Houston. You don't want to go down 3-1 against this Nets team, but looks like that's going to happen. The Nets are up by 13 and up by 12. That will do it. They win it by 11. Bernard King puts up 37, 21 and 6. Drexler with 22, 6 and 7. And the New Jersey Nets take a 3-1 lead over the Houston Rockets. And now into a game number 5 in New Jersey, where they can win their 3rd straight NBA title. Now up by 14 in the third quarter. Into the fourth, they lead it 103 to 88. And that will do it. The New Jersey Nets three-peat, 142 to 118. Wow. They are NBA champions. Bernard King three-peats as far as finals MVP. No, back-to-back. Sorry, back-to-back finals MVP. 29 points per game, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. Shot 54% from the field, 35% from 3. And Bernard King wins finals MVP. Looking at game number 5, Marquise Johnson with 37 and 5, Parrish with 29 and 17. In the closeout game, Wilkins had 33, 5 and 4 in the loss. Drexler with only 24 and 6. Drexler in just year number 3 getting to the NBA Finals, but losing. And same with Isaiah. What year is Isaiah in? Number 5 getting to the NBA Finals and losing as well. So the Nets three-peat. By the way, the Nets just become the 4th team in NBA history to three-peat. The Lakers did it in the first 3 seasons. Detroit did it all the way back in from 1960 to 1963. And then let's see. Then the next one was the Blazers, who won 7 in a row. And then the Nets now have won 3 in a row, including beating Portland in one of those. So just the 4th team in NBA history to three-peat. We got a few retirements here in 1986. Elvin Hayes retires. Let's look at his award history. He was a 5-time All-Star, 1-time second-team All-NBA, 4-time third-team All-NBA, 6-time second-team All-Defensive, 1-time on the first-team All-Defensive, and he won Rookie of the Year back in what is that, 1970? Or I guess 1969. JoJo White retires for the LA Lakers as a 2-time champion, 11-time All-Star, 3-time first-team All-NBA, 6-time second-team All-NBA, 3-time third-team All-NBA, and a 10-time first-team All-Defensive. Lucius Allen retires with the Nuggets, 3-time All-Star, 1-time sixth-man. Bingo Smith retires with the Rockets, 3-time All-Star. And let's see, Bob Dandridge retires. So Portland losing a lot of their guys who were part of their dynasty. A 6-time champion, 4-time All-Star, and Bob Dandridge. Bob Lanier retires, so 8-time All-Star. And let's see, anyone, Harvey Catchings retires. He was a 1-time All-Star. And I believe that might be it there. For Hall of Famers, JoJo White averaged 26 and 8. Bob Lanier 22 and 14. Elvin Hayes 19 and 14. Bob Dandridge 24 6 and 5. And Bingo Smith averaged 24 5 and 4. Those are your 1986 Hall of Famers. Before we get to the draft lottery here in a second, we are at the 1986 NBA draft. So for those of you who don't know, the second overall pick in real life back in 1986 was Len Bias. I believe he got drafted by Boston, I want to say. Let me double check so that I know I'm right. Len Bias, I believe he was drafted by Boston. Yes. So he was drafted by Boston. He spent 4 years in Maryland. In his senior year, he averaged 23 and 7. He's 6'8", 210. He was supposed to be an amazing player. Unfortunately, he passed away on June 17th. Was that 1986? Yeah, June 17th or June 19th, 1986. One of the two. I'm seeing two different. Oh, June 19th. He passed away on June 19th, 2 days after he was drafted, due to, I believe, a drug overdose. I believe. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I believe that was the reason. So, really unfortunate. And I know some of you guys thought that it would be really cool if we added him into this universe. I mean, we added Moses Malone into the 1986 draft, so we might as well, right? So yeah, we're gonna add Len Bias. This is actually overall a pretty weak draft class. There's like 20 players in this draft, but overall it's pretty weak. So I figured let's put Len Bias in there. He was supposed to be a great player. So I'm super excited to see how good he gets in this. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But obviously a lot of people thought that, he was going to be one of the greatest of all time. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see him actually be that guy. So also we got Arvydas Sabonis in this. Del Curry is in here. So we got a great draft class. And we'll see what happens in the draft lottery. As the best odds are the Sacramento Kings with a 20.5% chance. Then we got the Utah Jazz, New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76ers, Cleveland Cavaliers, Denver Nuggets, and the Portland Trail Blazers with the seventh best odds here. Real quick, the Knicks already have Akeem and Karl Malone. So we shall see. Patrick Ewing is with the Philadelphia 76ers. So there could be some interesting pairings depending on where Len Bias goes. I mean, if he goes to New York, New York's going to be really good. So let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and skip through. Oh my God. The New York Knicks win the lottery. So is this the third straight year they've won the lottery? It is. It's the third straight year that the New York Knicks have won the lottery. That is ridiculous. They got Hakeem, then Karl Malone, and now possibly Len Bias. That has to be the pick. They already have Karl Malone, so I wouldn't expect them to pick Dennis Rodman, who I believe might be the second best player in this draft. So, yeah, I think they're going to get Len Bias here. So the Knicks, Cavs, Kings, Portland goes up to 4, Utah 5, then the 76ers, Nuggets, Pistons, Pacers, Warriors, Lakers, Suns, Bulls, Mavs, Hawks, Spurs, Clippers, Bullets, Sonics, and then the Celtics will have the final pick. The Rockets, Bucks, and Nets will not get a pick in this NBA draft. So there's going to be a lot of trading. I select I'll go as the no team and then just trade back one at a time. So yeah, this can take like 10 minutes to do, but it's all right. We've got a lot of picks in this draft. We'll see you guys in the 1986 draft. Here we are in the 1986 NBA draft, and with the number 1 overall pick, the New York Knicks select Len Bias out of Maryland. So Len Bias, no surprise there, goes to New York. He teams up with Karl Malone and Akeem Olajuwon. So that is a very, very good team. The Cleveland Cavaliers with the number 2 overall pick select Mark Price, The 3rd overall pick, the Sacramento Kings, take Dennis Rodman. The 4th overall pick, the Portland Trailblazers, take Chuck Person. At 5, Utah takes Ron Harper. The 76ers take Scott Skiles at 6. The Nuggets at 7 take John Sally. 8 to Detroit goes Brad Daughtry. 9, Golden State takes Arvydas Sabonis. 10, Indiana takes Jeff Hornacek. Again, bad with names. I can't remember. The LA Lakers take Brad Sellers. The Phoenix Suns take Kevin Duckworth. At 13, the Bulls take Petrovic. At 14, Dallas takes Nate McMillan. 15, Atlanta takes Billy Thompson. The Spurs at 16 take Dell Curry. At 17, the LA Clippers take Anthony Bowie. At 18, the Bullets take Johnny Newman. The Supersonics at 19 take Kenny Gaddison. And at 20, the Boston Celtics take David Wingate. And that should be it. Yeah, that is it for the 1986 NBA draft. On to the 1986 NBA free agency. And David Thompson is going to Golden. Where was he actually? Where was David Thompson? David Thompson was in Seattle. So David Thompson is now going to Golden State after spending 3 years in Seattle and his first 6 or 7 in Philly. So David Thompson to Golden State. Magic Johnson leaves Milwaukee and joins the Bullets. Okay. So Magic to Washington. Who's on Washington? We'll see. Dan Issel is going to Chicago. Julius Erving going to Dallas. Fred Brown going to Boston. James Worthy is going to the Bullets. So Magic and James Worthy team up. Interesting. I guess James Worthy is already there. Never mind. But there you go. There's a team up. Dominique is staying in Houston. Bob McAdoo is going to Washington. Okay, the run in Portland is over, and Bob McAdoo is joining Magic and James Worthy in Washington. Interesting. Robert Parrish leaves New Jersey to go to Utah. All right. He spent 3 years in New Jersey after being in Philly. He won 3 championships. Now he's off to Utah. Okay. Larry Bird is going to New York. Oh my God. Larry Bird is going to New York. Larry Bird is going to New York. He leaves Indiana. And Larry Bird is going to the Knicks with Len Bias, Karl Malone, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Wow. Okay. Alex English is leaving Milwaukee. Everyone leaving Milwaukee. And he's going to Dallas. Brian Winters is going to Philly. World B. Free is going to New York. Leaving Boston. Fat Lever is going to staying in Golden State. Wow. Okay. So a lot of interesting moves. The no team got a couple of guys, so I'm gonna have to send them back to their teams. But yeah, okay. Some big moves. The Bullets are gonna be interesting in the East. New Jersey will obviously still be good, even after losing Robert Parrish. And the Knicks are gonna be really good in the East as well. The Lakers are going to be good. Houston's going to be good. This is going to be an interesting year. So the 1986 and 1987 NBA season is now over, and we have a new MVP this year. Magic Johnson is your MVP. His first year in Washington, and this is his first MVP award. 22 points per game, 7 rebounds, 15.5 assists per game. Also 2.4 steals per game, shot 54% from the field, 37.7% from 3, and 81 from the free throw line. The rookie of the year is Scott Skiles, averaging 13 and 11 assists per game. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Len Bias probably didn't play much because Bird is over there. So Bias averaged 11 and 6 per game. He's up to an 84 overall. Del Curry averaged 18 a game. And then Nate Archibald is your 6th Man of the Year winner, averaging 14 and 6 off the bench. Bernard King is the DPOY once again, 29, 13, and 5. Nearly 3 steals, 1.7 blocks, shot 48, 32, and 92. And then on the All-NBA First Team, we got Magic. Michael Jordan is on the All-NBA First Team in year number 3 with the LA Lakers. He averaged, let's see here, 26.6 points per game, 6.4 rebounds, and 6.4 assists. Now that is a better stat line. 2.9 steals, 2 blocks, did have 4 turnovers per game, shot 50% from the field, 30, okay, a career high, 30, nearly 31% from 3, so he's not god-awful from 3, and nearly 90% from the free throw line. So he was much better this year, up to a 98 overall. Spencer Haywood in Portland, averaging 32 and 15. Bernard King, Artis Gilmore. Artis Gilmore, man, he's been around forever. Yeah, 16 years. This dude is so good, but never won anything. So disappointing. All NBA second team. We got Sidney Moncrief, David Thompson, Kevin McHale, Dominique, who averaged 39 and 3 in Houston. And then we got Hakeem Olajuwon for the New York Knicks on the All-NBA second team. Averaged 21 and 14, so his points per game went way down. But I'm guessing that's because Larry Bird is there, Len Bias is there. Karl Malone probably had a good year. Clyde Drexler on the All-NBA third team, averaging 24, 6, and 7. Sleepy Floyd, Adrian Dantley, Clark Kellogg, and Jack Sikma. On the all-defensive first team, we got Magic, MJ, Bernard King, Kevin McHale, and Bill Walton. All-defensive second team, we got Sidney Moncrief, Alvin Robertson, Bobby Jones, Julius Erving, and Artis Gilmore. So on to the NBA playoffs here. And the number 1 seed in the West is Golden State. Who's on Golden State? Fat Lever, who's up to a 91 overall. David Thompson, who's up to 90, who's at a 99. Jamal Wilkes, Hot Rod, and Ralph Sampson. Oh, John Stockton's on this team as well. Okay. Jim Paxson's on this team. This is a good team. Oh, the Sabonis is on this team. Okay. Well, Golden State, very, very deep. And they play the Kings. Then we got the Jazz versus the Clippers. The Rockets versus the Lakers. That was the Western Conference Finals a year ago. We got Dallas versus San Antonio. And then in the East, we got New Jersey versus Milwaukee. Milwaukee obviously lost Magic. Kevin McHale by himself there pretty much. We got Philly versus Boston. Philly got Brian Winters over there. Fred Brown is over in Boston. The Knicks versus the Hawks. So the Knicks are the 3 seed, adding Larry Bird, Karl Malone up to 91 overall, Akeem up to 95 overall. And then they play the Hawks, who have Charles Barkley averaging 12 and 10 per game, Kareem 22 and 11. Then we got Washington as a 2 seed playing the Bulls. Magic Johnson is first year in Washington, the MVP, with James Worthy and Bob McAdoo. And then the Bulls with Petrovic, Dan Issel, Jack Sikma. So here we go. Round number 1, the 76ers, Chicago Bulls, Milwaukee Bucks, San Antonio Spurs, Atlanta Hawks, LA Lakers. Oh, I forgot to change the amount of games in the first round every time, man. The LA Clippers, the Sacramento Kings are all eliminated. So Houston, who got to the NBA Finals a year ago, advances and beats the LA Lakers. They play Dallas. And then we got Golden State versus Utah. And in the East, we got New Jersey versus Boston and Washington versus New York. Bird versus Magic again, and they're both on different teams. So we will see how that goes. Round number 2. The New York Knicks get swept. Larry Bird gets swept by Magic Johnson, and Washington is on to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Houston Rockets, who made it to the NBA Finals a year ago, loses in 5 to Dallas. The Boston Celtics lose to New Jersey in 6. And the Utah Jazz nearly beat that Golden State team, but Golden State advances to game number 7. John Stockton is now starting instead of Fat Lever over in Golden State. So Golden State is a very good team. Dallas is a very, very good team as well. And then New Jersey versus Washington. Magic and Worthy versus Marquise Johnson, Adrian Dantley, Bernard King, Bill Laimbeer. That team is so good. So here we go. Game number 1 in the conference finals. Golden State wins game 1. Washington wins game 1. Game number 2, Golden State wins it. New Jersey ties up the series at 1. Game number 3, Washington takes a 2-1 lead. Golden State takes a 3-0 lead. And game number 4, Dallas survives, going down 3-1 still. And New Jersey ties up the series at 2. Game number 5, the Dallas Mavericks lose to the Golden State Warriors. And the New Jersey Nets take a 3-2 lead. And game number 6, Washington ties it up. Magic with 37 and 10. That's Magic. 37 and 10. So game number 7, can Magic finally get to the NBA Finals? Or will the Nets block him once again? And the Nets trying to make it to their 4th straight NBA Finals. We'll jump into Simcast here. See what happens. The Nets once again at home into the second half. The Bullets take the lead. And into the 4th, the Bullets still have the lead. Wow. Upset. The New Jersey Nets will not be going to a 4th straight finals. Magic Johnson gets to the NBA Finals for the first time in his career. And he plays the Golden State Warriors, who have John Stockton, David Thompson, Jamal Wilkes, Hot Rod, and Ralph Sampson. Got Magic, Orlando Blackman, James Worthy, Sidney Green, and Bob McAdoo back to the NBA Finals for like a 10th time. Who's going to win this series? James Worthy as well into the NBA Finals for the first time. I'm picking the Bullets. I think the Bullets win this thing. Game number 1. And into the second half, the Golden State Warriors are up by 17. And into the 4th, they're blowing out the Washington Bullets 126-106. Maybe I was wrong. Bob McAdoo with 20 and 12. Magic with the triple-double, 26, 12, and 15. Was not enough, as Sampson has 27 and 12. Wilkes has 24. I mean, this Golden State team is really deep. And so that, I think, definitely gives them an advantage. But I think the top talent's better in Washington. So we'll see it. Game number 2 in Washington. And into the 3rd, Golden State leads once again. And into the 4th, we're all tied up. And a minute 36, it's a 6-point game. Can Golden State make this a 1-possession game? They do. 112-110. Let's jump in. So here we go. Game number 2. And the player of the game so far in game number 2 is Magic with 25 points. Washington leads 112-110. And they are down in this series 1-0. Golden State down by 2. Pass into John Stockton. 24 seconds to go. Let's see where Golden State goes. Got Thompson at the top. And he will let the clock go down. We got 10 on the shot clock now. And so here we go. We got 5. Thompson, good defense by Washington. Thompson puts up a tough shot, and it's good. Thompson hits a tough shot, and they tie it up at 112 with 4 seconds to go. Who does the ball go to for the Bullets? The Bullets trying not to go down 0-2. Going to Golden State, by the way, for game number 3. So here we go, 4 seconds to go. Ball is into Magic. Magic puts up a mid-range jumper, no good, and we got overtime for a game number 2. Can I jump in the same cast yet? No, I can't. Okay, so I gotta wait. Man, we got a tied game, and going into overtime, Magic had an alright look. It was good defense by Golden State, though. And it looks like the Bullets are going to pull away here. In overtime, they win it 127-120. James Worthy with 41, 5, and 6. Magic another triple-double, 25, 10, and 15 in the win. And we got a tied series at 1. So game number 3, here we go. And into the 3rd quarter, the Bullets with a 13-point lead here on the road. And now up by 16 into the 4th. And Golden State just made this interesting, but it looks like the Bullets are at the free throw line. And yeah, they're going to pull away at the end once again. 129-121. The Washington Bullets take a 2-1 series lead. Worthy with 31, 9, and 5. McAdoo with 30 and 12. Magic with 28, 4, and 16. As the Bullets take a 2-1 lead. So game number 4. And into the third quarter, Golden State leads 60-51. Into the fourth, they lead by 12. And with 31 seconds to go, yeah, that thing is over. 127-105. Golden State ties it up. Magic with 26, 9, and 18. David Thompson with 29, 8, and 4. Stockton with 23 and 9. And we have a tied series at 2. Game number 5 in Washington. And the Bullets lead it into the third quarter, 48-38 in a low-scoring game. And they're going to win this one. 111-91. James Worthy with 39 and 6. McAdoo with 27, 9, and 3. Magic with 24, 8, and 12. Stockton with 15 and 6. And the Bullets take a 3-2 lead. Going into game number 6 now. And let's jump into the fourth quarter here. Golden State up by 2. And now with a minute left, 111-108. Let's jump in. Golden State trying to hold on. So here we go. Golden State up by 3 with a minute and 7 seconds to go. Pass into John Stockton. They are trying to tie up this series and force a game number 7. The court is so bright into Hot Rod, and Hot Rod makes the layup. So it's now a 5-point game, 113-108. Magic is trying to win his first ever NBA championship. Spud Webb is on this Washington, and he turns it over to Paxson. Okay, well, that wasn't great. Paxson now, guarded by Worthy, into Sampson, now back out to Stockton. 10 seconds to go. A buck here probably seals it. Sampson over to Stockton. Stockton was open, didn't take the shot. Drives left instead, puts it up and in. And that will do it. Golden State will win this thing as they lead it by 7, and we will have a game 7. It's been 3 years since we had a game 7. It was New Jersey and San Antonio in '84. And now we got Golden State and Washington. Magic trying to win his first NBA title. Golden State trying to win another one. I don't know how many Golden State has. I'm pretty sure they've won a couple, though. I can't really remember. Let's see. Golden State Warriors. They haven't won one in a while. Let's see. Have they won one? Now that I'm... Oh, yeah. Okay. So the last time they won was back in 1973, where Jerry West won Finals MVP. They won it in 1971. Jerry West won Finals MVP. And then before that, they won it in 66 with Bill Russell. They won it in 65 with Bob Cousy. And then, let's see, any more before that? No. So Golden State trying to win another NBA championship. The Bullets trying to win their first, I want to say. Let's see. Yeah, I think this might be the Bullets' first finals appearance. Yeah, looks like this is the Bullets' first finals appearance, maybe. So here we go. Game number 7. Let's jump into the simcast here and start simming. And into the third quarter, Golden State leads it by 3, 58-55. Back and forth we go into the fourth quarter. Golden State is still up by 1. And with 54 seconds to go, it's a 1-point game. Game 7. This is what we love to watch. So here we go. Game number 7. 54.5 seconds to go. And Washington's at the free throw line. And that first free throw is good. And Adams, with his second, is good. So Washington takes a 3-point lead over Golden State here in Washington for game number 7. And here we go. Thompson, guarded by Worthy. Down by 3. They're going to go ISO here. Thompson to the right, puts it up and in. Tough shot. Worthy with good defense, but not good enough. Blackman will bring it up. Golden State up by 1. Gets the screen from Adams. Into the post to Magic. Magic backing down. Head fake. Oh, gets fouled by Fat Lever. And now Magic will go to the free throw line. So Magic Johnson, the first is good. Now with 32 points. And the second is no good. Thompson with the rebound. 2-point game. 28 seconds to go. Thompson, guarded by Magic, drives right. Puts it up. Another tough shot. That's no good. Magic with the rebound. And Thompson will have to foul. Now Magic, who just missed one. I believe he's 6 for 10 from the free throw line. Crowd chanting MVP, hits the first, makes it a 3-point game. He makes this, and most likely this game's over. And free throw number 2 is good. A 4-point game. Magic hitting 3 of 4 free throws here at the very end. And that might do it. We'll see though. I mean, look, Washington could score quick, foul, and hope for a missed free throw. Or maybe try and hit a 3, and then you really have a good shot. Magic Johnson is your player of the game with 34 points. I'm sure has a ton of assists. And here we go. Golden State, down by 4. They're going to need a quick bucket here, whether it's a 2 or a 3. Pass in, down into the post to Sampson. Now over to Paxson. What was that? An ugly shot there. And Blackman will go to the line. And this thing's probably over. The first is good. And the second is no good. Washington or Golden State with no timeouts. Washington has 1. 10 seconds to go. They need to hit a 3 here. Paxson will take a 3. That's no good. Adams with the rebound over to Magic. And Magic will run that down the clock, and that will do it. The Washington Bullets win their first NBA championship in team history. Magic in year number 1 with Washington, with James Worthy as well, wins their first NBA championship. We'll see who Finals MVP is. I'm guessing it's going to be Magic. But there you go, Magic Johnson. In a year where he wins MVP, wins Finals MVP. Bernard, by the way, we're on a streak here. Bernard King has did it twice in a row. Now Magic does it, winning Finals MVP and regular season MVP. Bernard King, by the way, won Defensive Player of the Year as well last year, so he had a clean sweep. But Magic Johnson getting both MVP awards. 3 straight years where that has happened. And as we're watching Washington celebrate. There it is. The Bullets are NBA champions. Magic Johnson, Finals MVP at 27 years old. 26 points per game, 9 rebounds, 15 assists, 2 steals, shot 59% from the field, only 28% from 3. But Magic Johnson is your Finals MVP. Here we are in the 1987 offseason. Retirements are here, and Wes Unseld retires. His award history: 8-time All-Star. Jeff Petrie retires with the Bucks, a 2-time champion, 3-time All-Star. Rudy Tomjanovich retires as a 2-time champion, 2-time All-Star. Dave Cowens retires as a 1-time champion, 3-time All-Star. Nate Archibald retires as a 10-time All-Star. Austin Carr retires as a 2-time All-Star. And that might be it. For Hall of Famers out of the group, Nate Archibald averaging 29 and 7. Jeff Petrie 25, 4 and 6. Dave Cowens 22 and 15, and Wes Unseld 16 and 14, along with 6 assists. They are your 1987 Hall of Famers. Here we are in the draft lottery, and how the mighty have fallen. The Portland Trail Blazers have the best odds to win the number 1 overall pick. The Detroit Pistons at 2, Pacers at 3, Cavs at 4, Suns at 5, Sonics at 6, and Nuggets at 7. And the draft lottery goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They win the number 1 overall pick. Pistons take 2, Pacers take 3, Portland takes 4, Phoenix takes 5, Sonics get 6, Nuggets 7, Kings 8, Bucks 9, Spurs 10, Bulls 11, Hawks 12, Celtics 13. I believe there's only 13 players in this draft. So here we are in the 1987 NBA draft. And with the first overall pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers take David Robinson. So David Robinson going to Cleveland. Detroit, with the number 2 overall pick, takes Scottie Pippen. With the number 3 overall pick, the Indiana Pacers take Reggie Williams. The 4th overall pick, the Portland Trail Blazers take Horace Grant. The 5th overall pick, the Phoenix Suns take Kevin Johnson. At pick 6, Seattle takes Muggsy Bogues. At 7, the Denver Nuggets take Reggie Miller. Drops to 7. Okay. At pick 8, the Sacramento Kings take Kenny Smith. Pick 9, the Milwaukee Bucks take Mark Jackson. The San Antonio Spurs at pick 10 take Reggie Lewis. At pick 11, the Bulls take Vincent Askew. And the Atlanta Hawks at pick 12 take Sarunas Marciulionis. At pick 12, Chris Dudley goes to Boston. Or no, sorry, at pick 13, Chris Dudley goes to Boston. Here we are in the 1987 free agency. And Sidney Moncrief leaves to the Houston Rockets from Seattle. Okay, so Houston getting a big-time player here. Bill Walton staying in Boston. Fred Brown, after 1 year in Boston, goes to Atlanta. Back to Atlanta. And Dan Issel goes to the Lakers. Okay, so Michael Jordan getting Dan Issel. Kareem goes to Houston. Chasing that ring, man. Maurice Cheeks going to Atlanta. Clyde Drexler is staying in Houston. And Pete Maravich going to Seattle, or staying in Seattle. Sampson staying in Golden State. Artis Gilmore is going to Portland. Spencer Haywood to Chicago. Byron Scott staying in LA. Let's see. Did the no team pick up anyone? I don't believe so. Cool. So we are all good there, but some interesting moves. We'll see what happens, but Sidney Moncrief going to Houston. Houston's going to be pretty good. LA is as well with Dan Issel. The 1987-1988 NBA season is now over, and Magic Johnson wins the regular season MVP for the second straight year. 25 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, 14.5 assists per game. David Robinson wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 26.6 and 13 rebounds, 4 assists per game. Jeff Malone, averaging 21, 5 and 5, wins Sixth Man of the Year. Kevin McHale is your DPOY, 28, 17, 2 assists, nearly 3 blocks per game. Your All-NBA First Team, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, averaging, back-to-back years, averaging 26.6 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 2.4 steals. His shooting percentages are getting much better every year. Interesting. Bernard King as well on the All-NBA First Team, averaging 30 and 14 and 5. Kevin McHale and David Robinson round out the All-NBA First Team. On the All-NBA Second Team, we got Isaiah, Terry Porter, Clark Kellogg, Alex English, and Akeem Olajuwon. All-NBA Third Team, we got Clyde Drexler, David Thompson, Adrian Dantley, Mark Aguirre, and Artis Gilmore. All Defensive First Team, we got Michael Jordan, Magic, Kevin McHale, Bernard King, and Bill Walton. All Defensive Second Team, Maurice Cheeks, David Thompson, Bobby Jones, Alex English, and Hakeem Olajuwon. So now on to the NBA playoffs. Michael Jordan and the LA Lakers are the number 1 seed in the West. Magic Johnson and the Washington Bullets are the number 1 seed in the East. The Lakers play the Nuggets, the Dallas, Utah, Golden State, and the LA Clippers. We got Houston versus Sacramento. Houston is very good this year, adding Kareem, getting Sidney Moncrief. That team is very good. Sidney Moncrief's coming off the bench for that team. And then we got Washington versus Boston, Atlanta versus Philly. That New York team that was looking pretty good with Bird, Malone, and Akeem Olajuwon, and Len Bias off the bench. They're the 3 seed playing the 6-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers with Mark Price, the Rookie of the Year David Robinson. And we got the Nets, who 3-peated a couple, or just, a few years ago. They are the number 2 seed in the East, playing the 7-seeded Milwaukee Bucks. Here we go. Round number 1, by the way, it should be good at 5 games. The Cleveland Cavaliers, oh, no, never mind, it's 2 games. I think I changed it too late. So for this one, it's going to have to be, for this video, it's going to be 2 games. But for the next video, it'll be 5. So, yeah, unfortunately, I just changed it too late. So here we go. Let's see. The LA Lakers beat the Denver Nuggets. The Utah Jazz beat the Dallas Mavericks. We got to upset. The Clippers beat the defending Western Conference champions, the Golden State Warriors. Houston is on to the second round. We got Washington versus Philly and New Jersey versus New York. So here we go. Round number 2. The LA Clippers are eliminated. The Utah Jazz are eliminated. The 76ers are gone. The New Jersey Nets are once again gone. And we've got the LA Lakers versus the Houston Rockets. The Rockets were in the NBA Finals just 2 years ago where they lost in 5 to the Nets. The LA Lakers have... When was the last time the Lakers were in the NBA Finals? Like, seriously. It's been a very long time since the LA Lakers were in the NBA Finals in this series. Yeah, the last time was in 1969, where they lost to the Knicks in 6. And then the year before that, they beat the Knicks in 6. In 1968, Rick Barry was the Finals MVP. The last time they won, or at least went, they actually ended up going 3 straight years and won 2 of them. Huh, okay. So Michael Jordan trying to do something for the LA Lakers that hasn't been done since 1969. The Houston Rockets trying to get back after losing 2 years ago. Washington trying to win back-to-back. And the Knicks, I mean, this Knicks team, I'm pretty sure they lost the most NBA Finals in the 2K20 version of this. I'm pretty sure they've lost the most NBA Finals pretty easily in this series as well. They lost like 5 to Portland, so it's been pretty rough for them. Game number 1. Both 1 seeds win, Washington and LA. Michael Jordan put up 28, 6, and 7. Dan Issel, big difference here. He averaged 17 and 12 in the regular season, averaging 21 in the playoffs. Washington wins game 1 as well. Bob McAdoo putting up 27, 9, and 5. Magic 24 and 16. Game number 2. The Houston Rockets tie up the series. The New York Knicks tie up the series. Game number 3, Washington takes a 2-1 lead, but the Houston Rockets taking 2-1 lead. Dominique put up 48 and 11. Clyde put up 26 and 10. Kareem put up 26 and 8. Michael had 29, 9, and 9. Game number 4, the LA Lakers tie up the series. Washington takes a 3-1 lead. Michael Jordan put up 36, 8, and 7. Malone put up 25 and 14. Game number 5, the New York Knicks lose in 5. The Washington Bullets move on to the NBA Finals. Houston wins Game 5 against the Lakers. Wilkins put up 29, 7, and 4. Game number 6, the LA Lakers tie up the series. Michael Jordan with 27, 7, and 6. Dan Issel with 24 and 8. So game number 7 between the LA Lakers and the Houston Rockets in LA. And into the second half, Houston leads 70-63. Into the fourth, Houston leads 92-81. And that will do it. The Houston Rockets upset the LA Lakers. And we got the Washington Bullets and the Houston Rockets. Again, Houston trying to win one after losing to the Nets just 2 years ago. The Bullets trying to win back-to-back NBA championships with Magic Johnson. So here we go into the Simcast game number 1 and into the second half. It's a pretty close game. Houston leads by 2. And into the fourth, the Washington Bullets take a 1-point lead with a minute 36. It's a pretty close game, but not super close. We won't jump in here. The Washington Bullets win game number 1, 125-118. Magic with 29, 8, and 16. Worthy with 24 and 10. Wilkins at 27, 7, and 5 was not enough as we go into game 2 with Washington with a 1-0 lead. Into the second half of game 2, 65-52 is the score. Bullets lead to the fourth quarter. The Bullets are going to win this thing pretty easily. 124-101. Magic with 34, 6, and 11. Wilkins with 26. Game number 3 in Houston. And into the third quarter, Washington up by 9. Into the fourth, they're up by 16. And another blowout. The Washington Bullets win at 117-96. Magic with 35, 7, and 14. Magic Johnson is just ridiculous in this series. 35, 7, and 14. And the Bullets take a 3-0 lead. And now in game number 4, the Bullets trying to win back-to-back NBA championships. And looks like they're going to do it. Easily. Not easily. I probably should have watched that game. That is my bad. The Bullets sweep Houston 4-0 and win back-to-back NBA championships. Magic Johnson is back-to-back Finals MVP, averaging 28.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, 14.8 assists per game. He averaged also 5.5 turnovers. Wow. Shot 62% from the field. Didn't make a three. But Magic Johnson is your Finals MVP for the second straight year. And for a fourth straight year, we've had the regular season MVP win the Finals MVP. I mean, Magic has done it twice in a row. Let's go ahead and look at the box score for game number 4. It was, oh no, it was 160. It was a blowout. Never mind. I thought it was 106-102. It was a blowout. 116-102. Wilkins had 33, 6 and 4. Bob McAdoo in game number 4 had 28 and 13. Magic 16, 8 and 18. So there you go. The Washington Bullets with Magic Johnson win 2 in a row. Can they become the 5th team to win 3 finals in a row? And that could be 3 straight, by the way. It went Portland 7 in a row, then the Nets 3 in a row, now the Bulls 2 in a row. Can the Nets be the 3rd straight team to 3-peat in a row? That would be insane. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this series, or of this, you know, of the 80s pretty much. Michael Jordan's getting close. It's a good team. He's just not quite there yet. He's getting really close though. We'll see if he can do it in the next episode, where we will be in 1988, and 3 years away in real life from Michael winning his first. So you never know. You never know. Hope you guys though enjoyed. In the description down below, I have a link to my sports podcast I do with my friend Steven. If you guys want to check that out, I'm talking NBA playoffs. So go ahead and check that out. Yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the series. I will see you guys in 1988.